Good morning. It's Friday, the 27th of March, 2020.
Oh, you can't hear that, can you?
And due to
Why
this
can't you hear
wonderful
that? Oh, yes, you
sunshine
can.
that we're having again today, and once again, a beautiful day outside, I thought we'd start with something musical. And look, the flamingos are back, boys and girls. The flamingos are back. Are you ready? Down away where the nights are gay and the sun shines daily on the mountain top. I took a trip on the sailing ship, and when it reached Jamaica I made a stop. But I'm sad to say I'm on my way, won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turning around. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston Town. There we are, a little musical introduction to today's Friday show. And now, let's go to the studio. Up those stairs, dear. Well, I've got into the studio. Do you remember last night I said there was an insect I saw fly in? Wasn't the one that I thought. No, look! There it is, waiting to lay its eggs in my blooming curtains and carpet. It must be disposed of. Out comes the Hoover. Must get rid of it, dears. Otherwise there'll be eggs everywhere. Just a moment. Yes. Go on, say it. Ow, that's really cruel to animals. Go on, say it. Let's hope we get this quickly. Thank you. Bye-bye. Aha! Yes! It's gone. Ow, that's really cruel to animals. Would you want me to send it to you? Thank you very much. Yes. Who wants the moth sent to them in the post tomorrow? Eh? Well, that was quite efficient, wasn't it? Go on, I'm surprised no one's moaned yet. Oh, really cruel to animals, something like that, dear. We can't have that thing laying stuff all over the place. My mother was very worried about eggs being laid. Whenever she saw some sort of creature, she said, quickly, get rid of it. Eggs. Morning to you. Any other requests while I'm here? You know, anything else you'd like me to sing? I'm sure Mick Davenport enjoyed that, didn't you, Mick Davenport? Mick Davenport is a big fan of my singing. I'd like to especially welcome today anyone who's watching on the We Love Bracknell Facebook page. I've just posted the show on there because obviously I'm in Bracknell here in Hanworth, and I thought it might be of little interest to you. Some of you will absolutely hate me, which is fine. Just click off. Other people, they might pick up one or two people. So if you're watching and you're in my hometown of Bracknell today, hello. I've been doing this for 14 years. Some sad old git talking in a room to himself for an hour a day. Why do I do it? I have no idea. But thank you very much, and I'm glad you're here to give it a little try, okay? How are we all today, then? Let's see who's here on the chat box today. A very good evening to our silent viewers, as always, boys and girls. Those of you sitting there nice and quietly. Oh, hang on, I haven't turned on the text phone. I bet Jason Hughes has already texted in this morning. I shall just turn on the text phone. If you can't type in the chat box and you want to send a text now and again, that's okay. Text number up there, okay, in the top left-hand corner, 07551 259 675. It's not a phone number, if you see what I mean. You can't talk to me on it or anything like that. That's only for text messages. If you ring it, no one will answer. Please feel free to try. No one will answer. All right? For texting, 07551 259 675 is the text in number this morning. Now, oh, by the way, I didn't go for my walk yesterday. There's as you know, I go over to Swinley Forest, which is like 5 minutes walk from me. And you never see anyone out there. It's quite easy to avoid people. As I've said before, you know, you walk one side. If you see someone coming, they walk the other side. Lots of people up there with dogs. More people up there at the moment, I would say. Yesterday I noticed there were more people up there than there were sort of this time last week, because we're allowed to do our exercising. I think someone was saying last night you're not allowed out. Yes, you are. You're still allowed to go out and do your exercising and avoid people for as much as possible. You just mustn't be in sort of congregations of any more than 2 people, actually. you know, which is upsetting the people who are swingers, you know, have 3 or 4 round at night time. I expect there's 1 or 2 of you like that. Yes, let me see the names here. Who would be suspects doing that? I reckon Paul and Lou would be that. You know, they've got the pampas grass outside, haven't they? Pampas grass, you know, and several people go into these places, you know, for a night of fun. I don't want to go any further than that. This is a family programme. This is a family programme, but yes, watch out for houses with pampas grass. They are absolutely seething at the moment, gang, because they can only have 2 people at a time. God, so how does that work? Do you sort of get rid of one and get another one in or something like that? How does that work? I've never been involved in such terrible things myself. How dare you, dear? Don't suggest such things. As I say, yeah, so I can't go over to Forest today, and the reason is I've got 2 deliveries happening today, so I've got my phone on here, which will ring my doorbell, hopefully. So that is standing by it. So if I have to suddenly disappear, it'll only be for a minute or so while I rush downstairs. I have 2 deliveries coming today. One from the chemist, which is down there at Birch Hill, because I didn't want to queue up with loads of people sneezing and achoo, achoo, in your face. Didn't want any of that, thank you very much. The lovely people at Birch Hill Chemist, they're nice people in there. Nice staff in there. So they're putting it on the delivery thing instead. Now, they did tell me they were going to deliver it today, but they tried yesterday. And, of course, I was out for my walk. They told me it would be Friday, so I rang them up. I had trouble getting through. They're ever so busy, the chemist people and all that at the moment, aren't they? And eventually they answered. I managed to get through. Well, they answered quite quickly. They were engaged for ages and ages and ages. And then suddenly it rang, and within 2 rings, the delightful lady answered the phone. And I said, look, thank you ever so much for trying to deliver, but you did say it would be Friday, and I was just doing a little bit of exercise. That's okay, I'll put it back on the lorry for you Friday. So he's coming today at some point. She couldn't give me a time, but that's okay, I don't mind. You know, it's not like we have to do anything, is it? Isn't it? Time is pretty irrelative at the moment. Time and day. All this week I've been confused with days. I have to keep looking at the calendar to remind me what day it is. Seems to be worse at the beginning of the week. Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm never sure what day is it today. And I sit here and say good morning. It's Friday the whatever of whatever. And well, I don't know really. Hang on, that doorbell didn't ring then, did it? Nope. Let's turn that off there. I hope I hear it ring. You'll hear it. It goes ding dong, ding dong. But you'll hear the little noise first where it goes ding ding ding, because I've got one of those ring doorbells. When anyone walks past, it plays a little jingle. It's quite pleasant, really. I think someone should make up a song to it. Something like that. Anyway, yes. So I've got 2 deliveries. The chemist man will be coming at some point. And also a delivery of baked beans. Yeah. Now, I've had, as you know, I've been having terrible trouble trying to get a delivery slot from any of the supermarkets. I joined up to all these different supermarkets, got baskets of shopping, can't check out. Can't get a delivery. However, and I've been trying since Sunday. Wednesday night, I managed to get one. And I waited up till 12 o'clock. Then I logged on, and it was the Morrison's one, which, funny enough, is my biggest basket. I told you this yesterday. I know that. I managed to get a delivery with Morrison's, but it isn't for 3 weeks. Not that I'm going to starve. There's plenty in the cupboard, to be honest. So that's coming in 3 weeks' time. But while I couldn't get a delivery, I sought out baked beans from other sources. And I found on Amazon, you can order, not in the fresh basket, which is like their sort of own supermarket type thing. In the ordinary Amazon section, you can order catering packs of baked beans, which, I mean, they're enormous, these things. I just hope they don't go off by the time I eat them, dear. I don't fancy, you don't want to risk getting anything wrong with you at the moment, right? Because the last place you want to go is to a doctor or a hospital. Absolutely avoid those places at all costs, because I've got a friend in hospital at the moment, I've just discovered, whose birthday it is today, Karim. He's in London. And he's been in there a couple of days. Lovely bloke he is. I haven't seen him for some years. I used to see him on Saturday nights when I used to DJ at a place in Hammersmith called Belush's, which is now about 6 or 7. It's quite a long time ago now, actually. I loved working there. Just so many people from all different walks of life and nationalities and all the colours of the rainbow. It was a fantastic place to work. Fantastic place to work. And he used to come in there, Karim. And I discovered this week he's been in hospital for a couple of days. And funnily enough, I sent him a message just before the show started. I was all kind of ready to go at 9:30 actually today, but he rang, so I thought I'd take that call instead. And he's in hospital. He's been there a couple of days, but he's not on a ventilator. And he had a cough, but he wasn't like all the time, right the way through conversation. So I think he's on the sort of probably more than mild, but not as serious as we've seen some people on the telly. I mean, you keep watching these news stories, don't you? And, oh gosh, I mean, you wouldn't wish it on anyone. And, you know, those people that go even further and end up in the box, it's an awful way to go, isn't it? It just seems to me that it's a horrible way to go. Quite frankly, it would be easier if China or Russia or someone sent over a nuclear bomb or something like that. At least it's instant, you know. Oh my God, there's a nuclear, and you're gone. That's it. I mean, the suffering that some of these people have to go through, but, you know, what can you do? You know, it's a blooming Russian roulette, isn't it? It's a Russian roulette. And you want to be on the mild side of things if possible you can. He seems to be on the sort of more serious side of things because he's in the hospital, but they haven't put him on a ventilator and his breathing doesn't sound... it sounds bad, but not massively bad. So I think he'll be all right. He'll be out in a few days, I'm sure. But it's his birthday today, so I don't think he's with us live. But if you are, Karim, happy birthday to you, and I'll sing you happy birthday at the end of the show. Along with everyone else, all right? So I may have to disappear just for a moment while I pop downstairs and let either the baked beans in. We like baked beans. We like baked beans. I might have to let in the baked beans or the little man from the camp. Well, I hope they leave it far away from me, dear. You know, there's a path that comes down to my house. I'm kind of at the end of the terrace, you see. And if he could sort of ring the bell and then run down the end of the path and just drop the stuff on the path, I'll be very happy with that, you know. But they're saying now that you have to wash stuff, don't they? You know, if you get deliveries, you either leave it alone where it is for 2 days. Well, you've got to bring it in, haven't you? Unless, I suppose you could put it in the garden, or if you've got a shed. I'm serious. Absolutely serious. If you've got a shed, maybe bring those bags in and put them in the shed for 2 days or something, and then whatever's on there is dead. Good. And then bring it in. That might be a way to do it, but obviously bring your shopping in, put it somewhere, and then wash your hands. And then presumably you'd be all right. Because it does die after a few hours, I think they say, don't it? Depending on temperature and all sorts of other things, humidity and all that, I believe it does die after a few hours. So if you go and put it in the shed for, say, 2 days, obviously frozen stuff and that, you have to take that out and put it in the freezer, I suppose. Would the freezer kill it? If you put stuff in the freezer? Don't know. We don't know. So many unknowns, isn't there? Right, let's say hello to some of you this morning on the chat box. Good morning to Mr. Mick Davenport. Morning to you, sir. Paul and Lou in the house. Morning. Fran Green. Diane Jebb. Morning. Mick Davenport. Yes, I can't believe Paul and Lou are early this morning. What happened? Did you wet the bed, love? Someone wet the bed in your house, dear? I told you want to get those nappies. Adult nappies. Very useful, dear. And at your, you know, I can see, you know, your sort of stage of life, as I said before, you know, you have to expect little mishaps. You get it as a baby, then it stops, and then you get to your age, and it starts all over again, dear. Nappies, tenor man, you know, towels. If you can't get hold of nappies, just use an old towel, wrap it around you, a little bit of gaffer tape around your waist, and then no problem at all. In fact, you could get used to that, Paul and Lou, to be honest. You know, you might put that towel on, not have an accident, but you're laying in bed, oh, I need to go wee now. And then you could just do it and not have to get out of bed. Excuse me, it's my 10 o'clock tablets. You wouldn't have to, you could get used to it, couldn't you? You know, wake up, oh, I can't get out of bed, and then just do it, and then roll over and go back to bed. The towel will absorb it all. No problem in it, huh? Might not be able to couple up to the other half, though. That might not be very nice, mightn't it? Cuddling up to your other half. Years ago, I was with someone. Oh, do I even want to tell you this? I'm going back here about 30 years, I kid you not. Years ago, I was with someone. Anyway, we woke up in the morning. No, I woke up at night and I could hear the sound of running water. And I thought, oh, there must be a tap left on or something like that. No, he weed the bed. He was so drunk. You've got to be drunk to come back with me. He weed the bed. I was in my bed, and this is in Wandsworth when I used to live in London. Awful. Next morning, I had to order a new bed. Of course, if you've got towel on, Paul and Lou, that won't happen. It'll just absorb all the moisture. Unless, of course, you've had too much to drink, in which case, wear 2 towels. That is my advice. Thank you very much. Morning to Colin Coates. Hello to Gavin Bass. Michael Pullman there. Good evening, Finley Trott. Sean Pye. Good morning, Sean. Let's see, where are we? Lots of people there. Look. Oh, gosh. Scrolling up there. That's jumped all the way forward there. I'll have to scroll again and get that. It's the shirt that's too cruel with animals. Do you like my flamingo shirt? Yeah, as it's so nice and sunny, and as I say, on my walks over Swinley Forest, it's been absolutely beautiful this week, to the point where I've actually taken off my hooded top, and just walked along with a stained t-shirt on. How many people are not showering as much at the moment, eh? Is that you? Who's not showering as much at the moment? I must admit, I'm not. It doesn't seem to be necessary, to be honest. I'm not smelling or anything like that, because I suppose we're not going to work or doing anything like that. Seems to be making a difference there. Less showering. Although I will need another haircut very, very soon now. I'm waiting for delivery of my new wall clippers, WAHL, from Amazon. Amazon one-click ordering, which I bought for, I think, £16. That's not bad, is it? They got a cable on though. The other thing, it was all right, but it's a bit, because it's a beard trim, it's like a little bit small, and I think that's probably why I missed a bit on the back. I noticed earlier, actually, there is still a bit on the back that's not quite right, but you can't do hairdressing. But there is a story here, actually, in this morning's Daily Mirror, which says a hairdresser has adapted an umbrella to be, this is a fantastic idea. A hairdresser has adapted an umbrella to be used as a barrier to separate herself from her clients. Saw the bizarre invention go viral after a clip of her at work was shared more than 82,000 times on Facebook. Oh, I can only dream of being shared that amount of times. I'm lucky to get 2 shares from other people. How do these people get viral videos? They've been on the internet like 2 minutes. They stick a video up and 10 million people watch it. Me, been sitting there for 14 years now, chatting to myself in this tiny little room. I'm lucky to get 200. God's sake, man. How do they do it? How? I'll tell you how they do it. Young and pretty. Look young and pretty. You don't even have to have any talent whatsoever. You just go on, smile, look up and down, and wink like this. Oh, no, that's right. I'll do it again, like this. That's all they do. 10 million people log on and sign up. Me, sit here, 2 hours a day, nothing. 200 people if I'm lucky. Anyway, let's read this. This hairstylist cut holes in an umbrella for her arms and eyes, I kid you not, allowing her to wear the umbrella while going about her appointments as usual. This is brilliant. The protective measures also include a pair of disposable gloves as she continues to work at the Bella Rosa salon in Os, Holland. One clip in which laughing can be heard in the background. I wonder what sort of laughing that was. Is it evil laughing? Is it evil laughing? Something like that, maybe? Don't know. One clip in which laughing can be heard in the background includes the caption, "This is not going well," as it went viral on social media. And literally, there is a picture of an umbrella, and she's put 2 holes in there for her arms. She's got rubber gloves on, or plastic, what's that stuff? What is that stuff? Not rubber, not plastic. You know, that those is it latex? She's got latex gloves on, comb and scissors, and she's got her hands through like that, and then 2 other holes for her eyes. I love it. And the hairdresser was then forced to cut an additional hole in her makeshift protective suit to thread another customer's eyebrows. Oh, that looks painful, that does. They used to do it in Bracknell shopping centre. There's a little lady down there. She set up not in her own shop, kind of, in the communal area in a shopping centre. So you've got all the shops around you, and you've got like pavement and path in the middle, haven't you? Well, she'd set up like a little stall in the middle, and she was doing people's eyebrows. Do you know how painful that does? Have you ever had your eyebrows done? I haven't, as you can see. Well, I mean, the hairdresser used to do. I used to go to Wokingham to get my hair cut. Max, he's very good. Max. And he just got the comb. And would you like your eyebrows done? Yes, please. And he gets the comb, does that, and bzzz, done. None of this with a blooming bit of string. Very painful looking, dear. 2 clips uploaded on social media left people in stitches as some praised the work's inventive solution, as reported by the Daily Mail. Although this is the Daily Mirror's take on it. One person commented, "You have an invention for everything right, Superwoman." Another said, "Good idea." A third simply said, "Bunch of lunatics." So there we are. What an excellent idea to try and keep your business afloat. Presumably you're not even allowed to do that now, I would imagine. But a good idea. Not a bad idea at all there. Good morning to Adrian Richardson. Morning, Adrian. Ray Reynolds is there. Good morning, Ray. I could do a Manilow song if you want, Mick. I could try a Manilow song for you another day. Perhaps I should take requests, Perhaps I should take requests for songs. I don't know. Morning to Gary Butler. There's my nephew. Morning, Gary. The pigeons are in the house this morning. Hello to Mark Jones. Thanks for your call. How may I help you today? We had some wonderful telephone calls last night, I've got to say. There wasn't many. I think it was about 4 or 5 calls last night. Roy Brownlow, Heidi, George. Very good call from George last night. And Mark Jones. I think that was it. Was there one more? They were the people who called, because we do a Thursday night phone-in show. If you're new to the show, welcome along. We do a Thursday night phone-in show, which starts usually between sort of 7 and 9 o'clock on a Thursday. And some fantastic calls last night. If you missed the show and you want to hear it again, just go to my YouTube, youtube.com/Chris Whedon UK. Go to the show below this one, and that's the Thursday night phone-in. You should find it there. All right. How are we doing with our notifications this morning? Is that working today? I think I was talking to my nephew last night about it. We think it's a YouTube problem. I'm sure it's not my fault because other people are getting them, I've got to be honest. I put this to be all nice and, colourful. I'm cold in here this morning. Usually I'm hot in here, but of course I've got no jacket on. I've usually got the jacket on, haven't I? Good morning to Mike Reese-Ponto. Morning, Mike. Morning to Adam the Plumber. Morning, young man. Gary says it's the 19th time we've heard the baked bean story. Oh, well, I'll save it again for tomorrow, just in case people miss it, Gary. Thank you very much. I could do a sponsored baked bean bathalon. Oh, no, dear. All that waste of baked beans. Do you know, there was a bloke on Twitter that I noticed yesterday. And for a laugh, right? These people have got no sense of humour. Well, I can't bear people with no sense of humour. I think they're just idiots, really. So, for a laugh, he filled up his bath and made this video, right, of him making tea in a bath, right? And he literally filled up his bath, he put the hot water in and all that, and he dropped in a load of tea bags and a pint of milk and stirred it all up and got in a bath. And he put it on the Twitter. Oh, God, blimey. The people. Ow. Isn't it terrible to waste things like that in these times of trouble? Someone else in there, I expect someone in Africa would love a cup of tea. Look what you're doing with it. And I'm like, are you for real, people? No one's got sense of humour. What is wrong with people? It was just a laugh. Some lad who's done this little video, and of course probably thousands of views, more than I ever get. But he's done this little video and he's trying to get a bit of laugh. And all people can do is be negative. There's a few of them on this blooming channel, usually. Few of people on this channel sometimes. Very, very negative people. Ow, your mirror ball's not turning round. Ow, your collar's out of place. Why can't you just sit there and lay back and enjoy what's going on? Because I thought it was hilarious. People moaning on his little video. Some silly cat. I told you. I replied to this woman. I don't know who she was. I applied to this silly cow. I said, do you actually have a sense? Oh, well, actually, yes, I do have a sense of humour. But I think in these days where we're all having trouble getting food, that it shouldn't be doing something like that. I thought, you pathetic old cow. I just blocked her. I can't be bothered with these people. Can't be bothered with these people. For Christ's sake, have a bit of a laugh at life. Otherwise, you have a very sad, lonely, pathetic... If you look at everything negatively, and I know people like that, people are so negative. If you look at everything negatively, and my brother-in-law says this as well, then you will create negatively within your own self. And it's toxic. It's toxic. You know, you imagine some young lad doing something like... When I say young, sort of anyone up to about I would say 30. Before 30, you're quite sensitive to people's comments and things like that. After that, you don't care. Seriously, it doesn't bother you. Right, you just you look at some stuff and you're like, oh, I can't be bothered with that. And just delete them or something like that. But up to 30, you can be quite affected by negativeness all the time. And when you get the young people and they're trying to do something for a little bit of a laugh, you know, as long as it's all safe and it's not harming anyone, I don't understand people. Very good morning to fun things to do with Sparky this morning. Are you in a padded room still? Yeah, well, that's what we need in here, padding on the room, so I don't hurt myself. Especially when I'm trying to get moths with hoovers. No one's asked for the moth. I might send it to Mick Davenport. He likes getting things in the post. Mick Davenport, he likes getting things in the post so much that he sends himself letters. How sad is that? Unfortunately, in these times of not being allowed to go out, what he does is he writes himself a letter, puts the address on it and a stamp, goes outside, posts it, comes back in the house and look, there's a letter for me. And Mick Davenport does that. One of our regular viewers on this channel. Married, of course, to Mandy, who is in charge of pain and suffering on this channel, boys and girls. That was a bit delayed, wasn't it? Dear me. Good morning to Steph Diamond. Morning to you, my love. Hello to Dr. Gregorian. Good morning to you. Sean, can you tell us about your baked beans? We haven't heard that one for a long time. No, that's the last time. Once they're here, that's it. You won't hear from them anymore once they're here. I'm just concerned that they won't get here. Apparently, they're being delivered between 9:30 and 12:30. So we're now in the delivery time. I'm telling you now, if it's a choice of sitting here talking or getting my baked beans, I shall be straight down those stairs, dear. So I may disappear for a minute or two. There won't be enough time for me to put a bit of music on. I bet as soon as I hear that bell, I'm down those stairs. I've got the key in the door, all ready to open it. Yes, my little delivery man. Hopefully, I'll open the door. There'll be no one there and just the beans sitting outside. And he'll be at the other end. Have you got your beans, mate? Yeah, thanks very much. Thank you. Bye. He better not come in to ask to use the toilet. I don't have anyone using my toilet, as you well know. Don't want to tell the story again in case you get fed up hearing the same stories. As my nephew, who should be supporting me in every way, has mentioned this morning. And he starts it off, doesn't he? And then we're all in there. Look, Sean Pye's in there. Oh, tell us about your baked beans game. They're all in there this morning. Baked beans make you poo and burp. It's a very good thing, Finley. Especially at your age, dear. You need to keep movement going. Very bad to be constipated. I have special powder in the morning, but actually I'm not so sure I need it anymore because since my specialist doctor changed the pills, I seem to be running a little bit better. I may even do a video tomorrow from the toilet. There we are. Morning to Rachel. Morning, Rachel. She's only just got a notification like half the way into the show. It doesn't work very well, that YouTube thing at the moment, does it? This whole notification thing. I don't know why. Did you miss the baked beans story, Rachel? Did you want me to tell you that one again? My catering packs of baked beans that are arriving today, 3 of them, £12 each, 30 quid on baked beans. How mad is that? 30 quid, they were £12 each. Great big things they are. I can't wait to bring them up and show you while you're sitting there with your cupboards devoid of baked... There's a good word, devoid. That's quite a good word. Devoid of baked beans. Whose cupboards are devoid of... Well, mine aren't, actually, because I found another 8 cans the other day. They were hiding behind my dishwasher tablets. Don't take them, kids. They look nice. They smell nice. Don't take them. Unless, of course, you're dirty inside. In which case, probably that would do you a bit of good, wouldn't it? Really? Let's just scroll down there. Stainless. Oh, just a moment. Where are we going now? That's jumped down there. Gosh, there's so many of you chatting away this morning. There we go. Oh my God, my nephew has just super chatted me £2. Yes. Thank you very much, Gary Butler. That's £2 super chat from Gary Butler there. Get yourself some more baked beans. Thank you, Gary. I look forward to having them at your house. I do look forward to having you having those at your house, along with another meal cooked by your delightful wife. Let's hope that's not too far away, eh? Although I've got a feeling this problem's with us for months. It's awful. It's a plague, isn't it? It's a plague. It's not a disease. It's a plague. And we're all trying to avoid it best we can. Sorry, you had to order a new bed. It wasn't you, Adam. You've never slept in my bed, much like you've wanted to. Huh? Weren't you, love? Years, or was it? I don't know. I can't remember. So many, dear. There you go. Look, Rachel's saying hello to the silent viewers as well tonight. How nice is that? It's Christmas. Why should I? It's not Christmas. Why should I have a shower? Oh dear. Steph's in a lot of pain this morning. You keep well, Steph. Poor thing. I don't like to see people that are in pain. Good morning to Michael Lawrence. Mike Reese just had a message from Hermes. My clock I won is being delivered today. Excellent. Have you got time, Mikey Mike? Yeah, they collected that Tuesday. They collect ages. It seems ages that they take to do anything, doesn't it? And do you know what? It weren't as cheap as what it thought it was, because they seemed to give a price. Then they had the VAT. Oh, would you like to insure it? That's 80. There was all these add-ons. Came to about £5.50 in the end, but that's okay, Mike. And thank you very much for sending me a little donation towards the postage. That was much appreciated, darling. Okay. Good morning to Mark Cording. Were you not here last night, Mark? Well, you missed it all, dear. You missed it all last night. You missed it all happening here. They're doing it every Thursday now, aren't they? The clapping at 8 o'clock, boys and girls. Good morning to my sister, Sharon Butler's in the house. Morning, Sharon, up there in Lincolnshire. Good morning to Dave Moses. Just when I thought your clothes couldn't get any worse. Well, rather worse clothes than a bad haircut, Dave. That's all I can say. I'm not saying that you've got a bad haircut, but do have a look in the mirror. Is it like a home haircut that you've got there, dear? Have you started doing that already? Like I said last night, there's going to be some terrible haircuts going around soon because none of us can get our haircut. Can you? This is when you want to train to be a hairdresser. Perhaps you can teach yourself. I know some of you are very clever like that. You can watch YouTube videos and then do it. I can't do that. I find that very difficult. My brother-in-law can do that. Anything at all. He watches a YouTube video, then he does it. I can't do that. I find that very difficult. But some of you will be able to do that. An excellent time to train or perhaps to learn something new. Perhaps you want to learn something new. Just watch all these YouTube videos. You know, I just watch them for entertainment. I mean, how sad am I? I sit there watching electric train sets. Lego trains. Trains are a great... I love trains. Lego train sets, you know, those, all plastic. So they're battery up, but you can order some wonderful train sets now. Hornby layouts. People who've got layouts in their gardens, sort of slightly bigger trains. I think they're O gauge or G gauge. G gauge trains. I watch things like that. And reviews about webcams. How geeky is that? I'm sitting there watching a review about a webcam that I've already got. I watch all sorts on YouTube. Sit there for ages. Where are we going now? Let's just go down a little bit there. Snowflakes. That's exactly what they are. Snowflakes with absolutely no sense of humour at all. Don't, please, if you're one of those people, don't even come out your house. If you can't have a laugh at something, look at my friend. My friend who I lost last year, the delightful, and I miss her so much, non-Irish Mary from Ireland. She had cancer. They gave her a couple of months. She went for over a year and she did nothing but joke about what she had. On and on, right up to the day that we lost her to that great place in the sky. Hopefully for not for most of you. I think most of you will be going down there. I'm sorry, that's how I feel about it. You know, when I go to church, do any of you go to church? No, I didn't think so. At the Corpus Christi in Wokingham, when I go to church, you know, I pray for you. And he said, I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry, I can't have any of your viewers up there except Shania and Simon. They come and see me every week, as you do. They don't come. I don't want them up here. Thank you very much. The door is closed. And then it kind of goes all blurry and I lose connection. I have direct connection to heaven when you're in church. Ask anyone who goes to the church, that's how it is. Especially if you sing hymns loudly like I do. You know, while I'm playing the organ. Very loud. Well, I must have been very loud the other day because I got a knock on the head. I looked around, there was no one there. It was God. So could you turn that down a bit? We're trying to sleep up here. Terrible. Terrible. Let's scroll down a bit. Mark needs a haircut. You can't go and get a haircut, Mark. End of. You either do it yourself or leave it. Up to you. Up to you. I've got one of those buzzer things now. As you know, I've got one, the beard one, which I used last time. I've got another one coming next week. Only £16 on the Amazon there. Good morning to LaBelle. Your emerald-eyed flamingo of magic is in the house. Yes. Call it magic. Yes. Magic in the air. The monkey can't see. Oh, no, he can't, can he? Well, that's advertising one of our exclusive beanie hats available for a £10 PayPal or a £13 super chat available in blue. There is one white one available for sale only and black ones. Which one do you want? £10. Thank you very much. Or £13 super chat. Who else has got one of those now? Rachel's got one. The lovely Dr. Gregorian's got one. 3 of you, I think, have got the fat. Or 4 people. There's another one as well, I think. I can't remember who that is now. Good morning, Claire. Claire likes the shirt. Thank you, Claire. Just a little bit, as it's summery today. It's gone a bit cold outside again, but it's summery today. And I'm trying desperately to put a smile on your sad, lonely, pathetic faces. I'm trying so hard. It is difficult sometimes. It is difficult. Mandy, even in these hard times, I still make my 2 dogs their morning cup of tea. You called for my services, Chris? Yeah, I might have to call for your services a little bit more often if people don't start laughing at life. It's hard. It's hard. Believe me, it's hard. Oh. My mate's watching and he says, I can't comment on your begging. There's no begging going on here, dear. There is no begging. I never beg. There's no begging or any asking of money. But if you want one of those, they're not free, dear. That's it. Thank you very much. Let's have a look there. Why... Dr. Gregorian's saying no. What are you saying no to there? What don't you like? Something's upsetting. What is it? You have got a hat, haven't you? I'm sure you have. You've got a black one. Have you got a black hat? Can't remember now. Shania is late this morning. She was washing up, spoke to Dad, who's at work. Make sure you let us see the beans. I think you were panic buying. I can't wait for them to arrive. I'm very, very excited about my beans arriving this morning. Very, very excited. I thought that was the delivery then, but sadly not. No, it's my mate who's up the road. Can't even see him. Can't do anything. He's self-isolated. His chest is much worse. He's got a really bad chest. He picks up diseases like that, unfortunately. So he cannot go out, end of story. Not at all. Not even for exercise. He won't go out the door, and quite frankly, it's a good thing. As you know, he's been in hospital a couple of times when we've been talking about it over the last year or so. Fran's cupboard is not devoid of baked beans. Excellent. Claire got 6 2.5 kilogram cams for £28. £28 for 6 cats. 6? God, where'd you get those from, Claire? Oh, you kept that quiet? You secretive old cow. Honestly. You kept that and you'll keep it all the way. She's stockpiling beans. Take her name. Mandy? Take Claire's name. I can't believe it. She's what's it called? She's, is it stockpiling? She's stockpiling, but I know what she's going to do. She's going to sell the baked beans. She's going to sell the baked beans online. She's going to split them up. You should be able to comment. I don't know why you can't comment. Can't you see the live chat thing? I don't know why you can't comment. You can comment on here if you want and I'll read it out. But I don't know why you can't get on the chat box. The chat box is there. If you're watching via Facebook, you should be on the YouTube page. Try refreshing it. Sort of highlight or close the page and reopen it. If it still won't work, then highlight the address bar. Click your enter button or whatever it is. What is that thing button? You know, with the arrow going like that. Enter. Is it enter? Click the enter button so the page refreshes and maybe the chat box will appear then. You can talk to everyone else on there. No doubt you've got a lot to say about me. I've got a lot to say about myself, my dear. You better be quick when the bell goes. I mean, Bracknell's a dodgy area. I beg your pardon, so it is not, dear. This is a very highly respectable area, except Great Hollands, which I happen to be next to. Oh, letter. Oh, tell us more. So I'll ring you afterwards, Ron. I'll ring you afterwards, okay? Yes, it's very respectable. It's not like where you live. Bristol? Are you for real? You think Bracknell's worse than Bristol? What a dump that is. Do you know, I'd rather live in Croydon than Bristol. That is saying something. Every time the news is on about ambulance being burnt or blooming shops ransacked, it's blooming Bristol. What a dump. What an absolute dump that place is. Except for the Hippodrome, which is quite nice. I went to see Beauty and the Beast there years ago. Oh, that's got to be 18 years ago. And there was a chip shop over the road. And after the theatre, everyone piles into this chip shop. You queue for ages. Not the boat. Oh, there's another insect in here. Just a minute. Oh, God, it's got away. Just a minute. Bloody insects in here at the moment. What's going on with these insects? It's because I had the wind. Go away! That might be carrying a virus of some sort, mightn't it? Yes. I mean, insects in here, dear. Little fly, like one of those mosquito type things, but without the buzzing. I hate mosquitoes. Have you ever been abroad and had a mosquito in your bedroom? Oh, I'll just ignore that. No, you won't, mate. No, you won't. Every time it takes off, it's like someone's got a pneumatic drill in the bedroom. So noisy. I can't stand noisy things, can you? People that talk for no reason at all. They get my blooming nerves, they really do. Fun things to do with tech. We have a pantry at home. Should have one, as it can be stacked high and keeps your home going with food for a few weeks. Yeah, I just got cupboards, but I won't be. I'm in a house on my own here. I've got plenty of space. I didn't want to do the panic buying thing or anything like that. Do I wish I'd done it now? At the beginning of all this trouble? Not really, no. No, I'm okay. I've got plenty here, I've always got like weeks and weeks worth of food just in the cupboard, tins and things like that. I must admit, I've started eating the out-of-date stuff now. Not because I need to. I just thought, well, maybe it's time to start eating the out-of-date stuff, like spaghetti, which is like a year out of date. It's not badly out of date. There's nothing in the freezer or the fridge that's out of date, just tins. And you open them. I mean, you'd soon know if it was off, wouldn't you? It'd be green, which isn't an unpleasant colour. Unless you've got it discharging from one of your holes, that can be a problem. Any green coming out of any one of your holes might be a problem. Always good to get it checked out, my darlings. Especially if you've been to Chariots. Oh, how wonderful. Rachel's son, he got his little steam engines out yesterday. How lovely. I want to get my train set down from upstairs. It's nothing special, just a circular thing. As I said the other day, I'll video that. God bless Mary. Thank you, Rachel. Dave Moses, can you tell us your bean story again, Chris? No, I mean, you must pay full attention, Dave, not bits and pieces of the show. Oh, I noticed there's a new radio station in Bracknell opening. Yes. My friend sent me a letter. What's his name? Mark, who does my windows. Yes, you'd be interested in this, Dave. Let me just put my glasses on. They're not working very well. Let's try the other ones. 1 minute. Oh, here we are. We're looking for this is in Bracknell, where I am. We're looking for new DJs to join our radio station. Release Radio. It sounds a little bit too hip for me, to be honest. I'm probably too old to be involved in that one, I would imagine. I don't know if I'd want to do radio again, no, really. To be honest, Dave, I'm quite happy sitting here in my room talking rubbish to a camera, for an hour a day or whatever it is. They're launching on DAB on Friday, April the 3rd. It's called Release Radio. And they want people who can use a microphone. So that might be me. I might be able to do that. We've got a special requirement for daytime DJs, you see. But you need to come to our studio in Bracknell. Well, you see, I'm trying to avoid all contact with people at the moment. So perhaps that, even if I wanted to, I don't think I'd be trying that. But it's an option there, isn't it? They're obviously looking for people. Because, I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds, as you know, Dave, there's hundreds and hundreds of bedroom radio stations of varying different levels of goodness, if you see what I mean. Some are great, some are just blooming awful. They can't use a mic. Why are you talking if you can't talk? You know? But everyone does their own thing, but they're obviously after people. But whether or not I follow that up, I don't know. I don't know. I have to think very carefully because I wouldn't be able to do this as much. And I love doing this. I mean, why would I do something just to see if I can? No, I think I'm probably better off just sticking doing this. You know, I did enjoy doing radio when I did radio. I really did. Yeah, I really did. And then this kind of came along, and I just fell into this, as you well know. What else have we got here? Let's just scroll down a little bit there. Showing, there we are. Fran. Panic buying is still going on. Is that right? Where are they putting it all? Yeah, you're right, Fran. Where are they putting it all? Sean Pye's got a hat as well. I thought you have. And Mick Davenport. Oh, well, we've got more gone out than I thought. You keep your little heads warm. Don't turn the heating on, dear. Put the hat on. Put the hat on. Do not turn the heating on. Claire ordered the beans after you told us about them. Thought it was a great idea. I love baked beans on jacket potatoes. Yes, please, Claire. No butter. No butter, my dear. Maybe a little bit of cheese. Light cheese, you know, the rubbery stuff. Not the nice stuff. Claire. Slimming World, you have to have the rubbery light cheese. You know, chew and chew and chew. It just won't go down your throat, will it, my love? Or some of that vegan cheese is all right. I think they make that with soya milk, don't they? The particular one is Violite, Violite. That one's not too bad. You've got to be very careful of vegan cheese. Some of it is absolutely vile. Oh, believe me, I've bought vegan cheese and I've chopped it. Oh, it's vile. The texture, the taste is disgusting. But Violite, available in Sainsbury's, I think that one. That's not too bad at all. All right. Shania, last weekend we got 2 bags of beans and someone shook their head at us. What they didn't know is that one pack was... Did they really? Were they like that? Were they judging you, Shania? Was it a bit like that? Was it a bit like this? Look, so you got your basket. Was it a bit like that? Shit, man. Was it some old bag? Busybody. Was it a busybody, darling? You should have kicked her. Just kick her. Be done with it, darling. Don't pray for her at church, Shania. Gary can't comment through the Facebook link. Yeah, you've got to be on the YouTube channel to be able to comment. You can't just comment under the thing. So, you know, youtube.com/Chris Reading UK. You obviously can't get on here for some reason this morning. I don't know why that is. Chatting to each other. There you go. Thank you, Rachel. Got my... No. Are they based in one of the upstairs units in the precinct? I don't know, Dave. I don't know where they are. I don't know where the studio is, to be honest. I've looked. I tried to listen, but I don't think they're sending out a stream at the moment either. I did try to listen this morning. I thought I'll just log on just before 8 o'clock because I woke up about 10 to 8 this morning. I'll see if I can find them at just before 8 and just see if they're playing out the news. You see, I think you always sort of know the sort of station that it's going to be. If they're playing the news at 8 o'clock, then I think, oh yeah, that might be a goer. If they don't play the news, then I think more of a bedroom type thing. But I couldn't get anything. I tried on my Amazon thing, you know. I said, please play. What was it called again? Was it Release Radio? Reach Radio? I can't remember now. Can't remember what it was. I said, please play that. And then she says, oh, playing Release Radio on TuneIn. And there was nothing. And then I tried to log on to the thing on the internet thing. Couldn't get anything on there either. So they might not be sending a stream out yet. Haven't looked much further into it, to be honest. Adrian, they could be saying the bag of cheese, which is vegetarian and whatever, was not a good one to have. Right. Luke Trotz, thank you very much. Oh, people liking me this morning. That's unusual. Thank you for liking me. Thank you for liking me. Chinese food. Anyone like Chinese food? Morning to Jason Hughes. No Greg's for Is that closed now? Greg's? Is that not one of those special... What are they called? Special shops that stay open. There's certain places. Bike shops are allowed to stay open, strangely enough. I suppose really that would be an exercise thing. It kind of... You know, and if you need a bike repaired and you've got to get from A to B, maybe that's why that is. Ah, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Maybe that's why bike shops are allowed to remain open. Because if your only method of transport and you need to go to the doctors, you have to be on a bike and it goes wrong, you'd need to have that repaired. And if you're like me, you need to take it somewhere. None of this spanner and oil stuff, dear. Oh my God, my nails! Destroys the texture on your hands once you start mucking around with nuts and bolts and things like that. As I know when I took that solar panel down the other day. Anyway. Who likes Chinese food? It's not for me, I'm afraid. I don't like the smell. I think the smell I find horrible of Chinese food. No disrespect to anyone Chinese who might be watching the show or any indeed of you who are Chinese. It's just not for me. I don't like Chinese food in the same way as pizzas might not be for you. But anyway, have you ever opened sort of a food package and found something that perhaps shouldn't be there? In the Daily Mail, this was actually in yesterday's Daily Mail. I've kind of held a couple of stories over because we just didn't do them yesterday, did we? A Chinese couple has been left disgusted after spotting a face mask in their takeaway. Oh, God. Oh, no. The Shanghai residents, this is in China, known by their surname Yang, ordered the food through a delivery app last Friday from a local restaurant. They then spotted a yellow-stained face mask soaked in the sauce while enjoying the dish. Oh, no! The restaurant manager offered the diners a full refund but denied that the face mask came from the restaurant. Oh, where else would it come from then? Local authorities, who looked through the restaurant's closed-circuit television film stuff, said yesterday that they didn't see the abandoned face mask in the kitchen, according to the reports. Mr. Yang said he immediately rang the eatery after making the shocking discovery in March. The restaurant manager, known by his surname Wu, apologised to the customer and admitted that it was a mistake made by the chef. The manager also offered Mr. Yang a full refund of his order, according to the local press. He refused the money and asked Mr. Wu to investigate the incident and find out exactly what happened. The duty manager offered the diner an additional 500 yuan, where did you say that? Yuan, which is about 60 quid. But Mr. Yang turned down the reimbursement. He asked the restaurant to issue a formal apology. On Sunday, Mr. Wu changed his previous statement and said he was unable to confirm the incident was caused by the restaurant. I mean, just imagine. Have you ever found anything sort of in a meal that you've ordered like that? I mean, I told the story a little while ago. I found a fried worm once. This is about 21, 31, 41, 51. It's got to be about 40 years ago. I was in the Scouts and we'd gone up and got these chips and I'm eating these chips. I thought, that looks a funny chip. It was a fried worm. It was a fried worm in my chips. No, I didn't eat it. Some people would have eaten that. It's like those of you that enjoy eating dead animals, as you know, vegetarian here. Oh, you've told us you were a vegetarian last week and the week before and the week before that. I might tell the baked bean story again later on if I feel like it. Do anything I want. Anything. If I'm sitting here talking to myself, I don't care. Don't care. Don't care. So have you ever found anything in a takeaway like that? All very worrying, really, isn't it? Huh? Tell us if you found anything in there. Good morning to Terry Turner. A queue outside Sainsbury's this morning with about 80 people. I don't eat Chinese either, nor Indian. Indian, I'm all right with a vegetable curry. Yeah, but it's got to smell right. You know, and generally, I don't buy takeaway, really. Very, very rare. Only pizzas, but pizzas and chips. That's about the only takeaway, really, that I buy. Unless you include going to Burger King, you know, for veggie burgers and onion rings, things like that. Indian, Chinese, I don't do any sort of takeaway. Anything that comes in like a little foil packet and might have a bit of loads of liquid in it. I wouldn't really want to eat anything like that. But I'd go in an Indian restaurant and I would have a vegetable curry as long as it smelt right. And actually, going into an Indian restaurant, it always smells right. It's only when I try and cook the stuff myself. I've tried curries. They don't work for me. They stink. They got the most vile smell. Only when I cook them myself So I must be doing something wrong with those. And I've tried several recipes now, and I thought, what is that smell? And it's the blooming curry cooking. Admittedly, when you eat it, it's okay. It's the smell. I don't seem to be able to get the smell right. It's funny that, isn't it? Restaurants, beautiful smells. Indian restaurants, beautiful smells. Home cooking, no, doesn't work. So I don't know about that, Terry. But yeah, I'd have an Indian vegetable curry, something like that. I've also had is it a green curry? Thai green curry, which I had in New York years ago. That was when I went to see Barry Manilow for my 50th birthday in New York. 7 years ago, that was. Yeah. And on the way back in the airport, in the business lounge in the airport, someone comes up. We're now serving dinner. Okay, and it's all free. It's all if you get one of those business tickets. If you save up for the business ticket, then you can use all these facilities. You get a free meal. And I went in there and I thought, I didn't find Thai, And I thought, well, I don't feel that hungry. Let's try some of that. And I had this Thai green vegetable curry. Do you know, it was quite nice, and it was bright green. It was luminous. It was luminous green. It was all right. It's all right. But I wouldn't do it myself. Isn't that funny? I wouldn't try and cook something like that myself, I don't think. It was quite nice, yeah. Where are we? Gavin likes Chinese, but I'm not having any at the moment. Gavin eats Chinese food. I expect most of you do. All my family do. My sister likes it. I don't know about my brother-in-law. I think he probably likes it as well. My nephews like Chinese. They're quite happy to go down the local Chinese takeaway. There's one close to here in the Birch Hill. I think it's called Dragon. They're always called Dragon Restaurant, aren't they? Have you noticed that? Chinese restaurants have always got the word dragon there somewhere. And there's one just down there in Birch Hill next to the Audi. That's... well, there never seems to be anyone in there. Presumably they get restaurant people in there. It's not a six down, it's a takeaway. All those Chinese restaurants, the takeaways, are the same, aren't they? Have you noticed that? They're always not the same. You'll go in there and there'll be a counter, right? There'll be a wall that you can't see through, a doorway, and a television in the corner. Isn't that funny? And a bloke sitting there reading the paper, who's probably quite pleasant, and a menu with these different numbers. All Chinese restaurants look exactly the same. Why is that? Why do they all look like that? There's not that personalisation. Why don't some of them have flowers and some of them might have a little sit-down area? No, you go through the doorway and then the only place you've got to sit is against the window at the front. There'd be like a window ledge. You can sit on there, and in front of you, there's a long counter like that. There'd be a sign up there. There'd be a television on in the corner, and a bloke sitting there. You won't be able to see through that wall, just a door. And you order your stuff. They all look exactly the same, those Chinese restaurants, don't they? Isn't that funny? Mind you could say the same about McDonald's, couldn't you, really? When you think about it. You go to McDonald's, they all look exactly the same. You've got the sign up there with all the burgers and different things on there. And then, you've got those disgusting screens that everyone's touching. I don't use them. Oh, no, you must be joking. Touching those screens and young people's disgusting dirty hands. God knows where they've had those hands. Well, I think we all know where they've had those hands. In each other's bits and pieces before they come into McDonald's. They go around and see the girlfriends and boyfriends, have a bit of fun there. Oh, let's go to McDonald's now. They don't even wash their hands after they finish doing it. Disgusting. Disgusting people. And then they come in there and start touching those screens. Oh, bleh, make me feeling ill. Bleh. Nope, I'm not having any of that. I go to the counter. And they always, it's funny. When you go to the counter, when they've got these screens, they don't want you at the counter. That's why they've got the screens there. They're all there, aren't they? Some of these young people, they're very quick at ordering something. Bang, 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 bang. And then they put the card in. Can't wait for the money to be taken out of their account. Can't wait for it. Put the card in, and then they go and wait for this little ticket thing, being Argos. Ticket number 35 to collection point B, please. Perhaps, if it's a big Argos, ticket number 35 to collection point B, please. With the echo, you see. No, they sit there, they wait for the little number to come up, and then they go and get their burger and chips, or chicken nuggets, or vanilla shake. Now, I quite like a vanilla shake at McDonald's. I won't lie to you. I do. Not me. Nope. I go to the counter. And then a member of McDonald's will see you there. And you can see the look on their face, can't you? They do not want you to come to that counter and pay with actual cash. Can I help you? Yeah, I'll have a veggie burger, please, and some. Well, it'll be 3 minutes. Oh, that's all right. That'll be 3 minutes. And can I have an apple pie? Oh, just a minute. I've got to have to check how many we've got. Then she goes, always. Why is that with the apple pies? Why is that? Let's go and check how many we got. They go around the corner. Well, I haven't got any at the moment. Be 3 minutes. Yeah, that's okay. Right. Then they look at you. And you can almost hear they don't do it. They're probably told not to do it. But you can almost hear a silent tut in your head, can't you? That'd be £4.50. I don't find them particularly expensive at McDonald's. I think they're pretty good value, actually. But I don't go in there very often. I used to go a lot when I went to my caravan up north. When me and my sister and brother-in-law, we used to go to Skegness every week, as you well know. And we'd go to McDonald's afterwards. After we'd been to the Trawler's Catch, then we'd go for a little walk, and then we'd go to McDonald's for ice cream, apple pie, and cup of tea. Yes, please, mummy. But we never touch those nasty, filthy, disgusting touch screens. They don't even clean them. Have you ever seen anyone come out the back and give them a quick wipe down? No, nothing. More viruses and bacteria and people's poo on those screens where they've been touched themselves and just been to the toilet and then touched things. Awful, dear. Awful. Don't order anything like that. Go to the counter. Upset a McDonald's staff today. It'd be great fun, darling. I'd love to see a queue there. A queue of old people like us waiting at the queue at McDonald's to be tutted at by the staff. Oh, dear me. Let's have some more of your messages there. Let's have a look. I opened a bag of crisps once and found more than 3 crisps. Yeah, they're getting smaller and smaller, those bags of crisps. You remember the really big ones? £1? Well, they now seem to have as many crisps in there as the ones 2 lots below that. 2 sizes below. Shocking, really. Shocking. I'm not telling the bean story again, Dave. It's your favourite. I can if we get through this, all this dreadful virus thing, if we get through this, I will come to your radio station as long as there's a free meal involved. Incidentally, I can't be prostituting myself for nothing, dear. Got to have some sort of payment. I'm not asking for cash. Payment in kind is fine. Payment in kind is fine, dear. Did I say hello to Jason Hughes? I think I did, didn't I? Yes, Jason Hughes not going in Greg's anymore. It's all gone. No more vegan sausage rolls. Oh, I like those. I've got some vegan sausage rolls from Aldi, actually. They're in my freezer from the Aldi in Birch Hill. Very tasty. Only about £1.50 for like 4 sausage rolls. You can have those with... I might just have some of those with baked beans tonight. I haven't decided yet. I'm still waiting. Oh, it's 10 to 11. What did that text say earlier? What's that text? Oh, where is it? Oh, here we are. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, it's coming Saturday now. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh. Or was this the hair clippers? Hang on a minute. Manchester M's. Oh, it's in Manchester. What is it? Oh, they might not be coming to... Oh, I thought they were coming today. Oh, how disappointing. Oh, I was so happy this morning when I got that text as well. Don't look like it's coming till tomorrow. Oh, I could be starving by then. Good job I've got some extra baked beans in there that I found hidden. I'll tell this one again now for you if you want. I found baked beans hidden behind my box. My box of washing machine tablets. So I'll have one of those with my sausage rolls. Thank you very much. No Heinz baked beans coming today. How disappointing. I'll come up to your place, and it will involve a free meal though, Dave. You know, a couple of biscuits, a cup of tea, or perhaps a little trip to your local vegetarian burger joint. Don't be eating dead animals in front of me. I get very upset, Dave. People eating dead animals all the time, all over the place. Mick, Aldi cheese and onion crisps are strong. I know the ones you mean. Yes, and they can damage the inside of your mouth as well. Yeah, if you get the crisp in the wrong way, you can get cuts in the inside of your blooming roof of your mouth and places like that. Very dangerous crisps to eat them. Rachel, my neighbours are Indians, lovely family. You can smell the great food they cook. Well, they know how to cook it, don't they? It's only us stupid English people, we don't know how to cook it. You could smell the great food they cook. They bring us a little prezi over during Diwali, which is is that their festival of light? I think it is Diwali, isn't it? I think they've moved actually. There was a family, a lovely Indian family across from me, in a house. No one seems to stay very long in that house. It's like 3 or 4 years and then they go again. Funny, isn't it? There's here where I am is 1, 2, 3, 4 houses. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 flats. 1, 2. Right, and then 4 houses here. Well, no, more than 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's 6 houses over there, right? Because they go out a little bit further that way. And in the middle is like just trees and bushes. You can't really see the other houses over there. But there's 2 houses there. One where Indian friends, they were there about 4 years. No one seems to stay there more than 4 years. And also, the house 2 doors down from that, so that house, then there's one there, then there's one there. That house on the end, no one stays there for more than 2 years. Funny, isn't it? All us here, well, I've been here 96, 06, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I've been here, was it 96? The year that Windsor Castle went on fire. That's when I moved here. So I think it's about 25, 26 years I've been here. And I'm the newest one here. Everyone else, 30, 40 years since they were built. We don't move here, these 4 houses. We never move. But the ones over there, the lady on the end, she's been there quite a while. The one next to her, that recently changed hands, although the lady before that was there for some years. But that one there is, what's her name, called Fiona. Lovely lady, I think she's a nurse. She's not been there very long. That seems to change hands quickly. Then there's another house, which is okay. And then the one on the end, that one seems to change every 2 years. Funny, isn't it? You wonder if there's like a ghost or someone like that in there that they can't get on with. Nothing wrong with ghosts. Most ghosts are pretty friendly, and if you're friendly to them, no problem. I have one here. It's never made itself known to me, okay? Except the fact that when I'm in this house, I feel very warm and comfortable. When I go away from this house, and it doesn't matter where I go, I feel drawn back. Always feel drawn back after a couple of days to this house. So I have one here. Other people have stayed here, right? And have experienced things happening here. Like the worst one, and it was someone I didn't want here anymore, someone I was going out with. Someone I didn't want here anymore, and I was at work, and I got this phone call. Are you coming home soon? Yeah, why? He said, I'm sitting here in the living room, and I was at your piano, right? I was at your piano just having a little tinkle, and there was an icy blast come straight across me. I'm terrified. Yes. Didn't like me touching my piano. And then I had a lodger here. He was sitting here and there was noises in the house. And he said he was sitting there in the quiet in the living room and the video recorder come on. And when it comes on, it says, good evening or good morning. Or at that time, years ago, 20 odd years ago this was. And then someone else was sitting in the living room and he said he could hear someone walking around in my bedroom. 3 different separate occasions, that is. Members of family have stayed here. Nieces, nephews, that sort of thing. Nothing. My mum stayed here a couple of times. Nothing. Me, nothing. The only thing I ever felt here since I've been here is warmth and it wanting me to be here, whatever it is. So I do believe in ghosts. But you have to get on with them, you know. There were probably 1 or 2 bad ones out there. I was working in a place called the Vauxhall Tavern, which you may or well know. It's a very well-known gay pub in Vauxhall, in London, years and years ago. And I'd stayed behind to do some wiring. There was something wrong. I can't remember what it was now. Something to do with the lights or something. And we closed, and it was late at night now. And, okay, well, we're going up to bed. We'll leave you here. Just close the door after. So I'm doing this wiring. And I've gone behind the bar following this cable, and suddenly all these bottles just flew out of the shelves. Seriously. So that one obviously didn't like me. And I didn't like it either. And I'm like, oh, please do me a favour, will you? Why did you do that? I talk to them. If something happens, I talk to ghosts. Because I think that's what they want sometimes. They want a little bit of perhaps talking going on there. Anyway, nothing else happened after that. Just that one occasion in that pub. Nothing else ever happened again. Because I said, why are you doing that to me? What have I done to you? What have I done to you? I talked to it. Yeah. And what was it? There was another occasion, actually. Yeah, me and my friend, Midnight Cowboy, he was known as, because we were both on CB radio. You know, we used to have CB radios, and he lived in the next block. This is in Roehampton in southwest London, where I lived in the 80s, 70s and 80s. And we'd gone to meet one of our friends and his wife. We were both young lads at the time, and they were like, older people, like mum and dad type people, you know. And we got to the block of flats, and as we approached it, there's 2 lifts. And we saw someone go into the left-hand side lift, and then the doors closed. Just as we got there, we pushed the button, and we stood at the other lift door. Right? But the one on the left, the doors opened again, and there was no one in there. We saw, and I got in the lift, and the doors closed, and my hair stood up. And I thought, I can't have seen anything. Can't have seen anything. And then my mate, Midnight Cowboy, because that was his name on CB. I was called Matchbox. He was called Midnight Cowboy. And that's how we knew each other. He didn't call me Chris, called me Matchbox. Right? And he said to me, did you see anyone else come into this lift? And I looked at him and I said, yes, I did. He said, oh. That was really weird. Anyway, we got up to the lift and walked along to my mate's house. Bob and... Christ, they were a lovely couple, they were. Bob and someone else. I can't remember her name now. And they always used to do us a burger when we were up there. Because that's when I used to eat dead animals. Actual beef burgers. Terrible, really. Terrible. Poor little animals. And we're sitting there and said, you know, something weird just happened. He said, oh, yeah, go on. I said, well, we just got in the lift, but we swear someone else got in there. He said, oh, that's probably the girl that killed herself last week. I said, what do you mean? He said, someone jumped off the balcony. It's probably her. So they're my experiences of ghosts, you know, and yeah, well, I do believe they exist. I do believe they're around. What exactly are they? I'm not sure of that, but I think they're people that have been here before, you know, people that have been alive and for some reason haven't been able to move on. Don't know why, you know, but I do believe that. Michael, yeah, that's right. All Chinese restaurants do look the same. Yeah, but like I was saying there, you know, you could say that you could argue the same about McDonald's, Burger King, Marks and Spencer's, Audi, Sainsbury's. You go in any of these places and they all look the same. The difference is with the Chinese restaurants, right? The difference is they are all separately owned by different people. It's not like one, or at least I don't think there is. It's not like one company that owns them, is it? They are like family businesses, and yet wherever you go, they all look the same. Except the people look here sitting at the front who look slightly different each time. Dave, I can't give you beans. You know there's no more beans today, dear. What hair stood up? I had hair then, I'll have you know. I had spiky hair. I was very popular with the girls. Very popular. Trouble is, I wasn't popular with the boys, which was very disappointing. That's when I thought it was straight. I don't think so, mate. Time to close the curtains. What curtains have we got to close there? Mandy, it's not the dead you have to worry about, it's the living. Yeah, especially if you're in Bristol like you, Mandy. It's a good job. I bet they don't attack Mandy. You know why? No one mucks around with Mandy. I'm telling you that now. No one mucks around with Mandy. Spend a night at Chris's ghost watching. Well, if I'm here, you won't get anything. I have to be out of the house. Whoever is in here, and I think it could possibly be Nanny Ryan. I think it could possibly... I don't know why. I get the feeling it could possibly be Nanny Ryan, who was a devout Irish Catholic. She was in that church every single day, sitting at the front on the left-hand side, St. Joseph's in Roehampton. She was very, very religious. Very religious. Nanny Ryan. Someone... I can't remember who it was. Someone... I met up with someone once and says, you know you've got someone looking after you, don't you? And well, what do you mean someone's looking? I don't. He says someone's looking after you. I know there is someone looking after you. Have you got any pictures? And I said, yeah. I said, so I showed him various pictures of people that had passed on. And then come across, and then there was one of several of it. That's the one, the tall one with the hair. He said, that's the one. And that's Nanny Ryan. So maybe it's Nanny Ryan. Maybe it's someone I just don't know. You don't know. It might be someone I don't know who's, whatever reason, kind of attached itself either to me or the house, you know. But when I moved in this house, I always loved this house. Always, from the very first time I came across this house. And I was living in Wandsworth at the time. Oh, do you know, we haven't done any of these news stories together. Is that okay not to do the news stories? We kind of go off on a tangent all the time, don't we? Is it Dave? You can advise me, Dave. Is it okay not to do the news stories? Is it okay? Is it all right to go off a tangent like this? When I was looking for a place to buy, I was living in Wandsworth. I bought my flat off the council. Wandsworth Council, they were the best, the jewel in the crown of the Conservative Party in the 80s. And they were the first ones to start selling off houses. I joined a list and I bought a flat in Wandsworth, right? Dirt cheap. I mean, really, dirt cheap. It's not valued today anything like what I paid for it, let me tell you that. Probably about £400,000 now. When I bought it, £24,500. You were allowed to buy ex-council places. Did I agree with it? No. I didn't agree with council houses being sold off because that's left for people to rent. But so why did I buy it? Because the offer was there. You'd be a fool not to take it. You know what I mean? You might not always agree with something, but that offer is there. You know, what if Sainsbury's rang you up now, right, and says, we've got £200 worth of shopping here today. We want you to have it for 50 quid. What would you do? Would you sit there, oh, I don't know, you know, other people won't be able to buy it? Or would you go up there with your £50 note and get your £200 worth of shopping? What would you do? Exactly. So although I didn't agree with it, the offer was there. Well, you'd be a fool not to take this. And that's how I got on the ladder. And I stayed there the shortest you could stay there was 5 years. You had to hold on to these places for 5 years. And then after that, you were allowed to sell it with no, without losing any of the privileges that you'd been given. Buying is like losing money. If you sold it within 5 years, you had to pay back a certain amount of the discount. After 5 years, gone. It's yours. That's it. So I sold that, or I started looking for a place, and I looked at loads and loads of places. Not just at Bracknell wasn't even on my list, funnily enough. I looked in Surrey. There was a really lovely little cottage near a railway, and it looked lovely on the outside. You got in there. Oh my God, it was tiny in there. It was so small. It was an old style railway cottage and it was absolutely tiny inside. And someone mentioned to me, well, what about Bracknell? So I said, well, I haven't thought about Bracknell. And I remembered that my mum had a friend who lived in Bracknell. That's all I remembered, that we'd come here a couple of times to visit her friend in Bracknell, who was, I can't remember the name of the road now. It's on that. It's not too far away from Sainsbury's home base and that sort of area there where they got the sorting office in Bracknell. I can't remember the name of the road for the life of me. Anyway, so I remember that. I thought, oh, yeah, have a look at Bracknell. So I came down here one day with a load of, you know, been on to estate agents and they'd sent me stuff through the post. So I arranged all these appointments and I started driving around and there were some dumps. There were some houses and you think, do you actually want to sell this? You know, you go in, bags of rubbish everywhere and smells and broken tiles on the floor. And you did. You think, oh, do you actually want to sell this? And I went around a few places here and then it come to this one. And my mate, two friends were supposed to be moving in with me. So it was a 3-bedroom house, you see. And they'd got here before me. I think we had mobile phones at the time. Jason only paid £22,500 for his house in 2000. Wow. Well, it's much later than me, Jason. Was that ex-council? This is ex-council. Where I am now is an ex-council house, right? And my mate rang me. He says, where are you? I said, oh, I'm just coming down the road now. He said, okay. He said, you're going to like this one. I said, really? He said, yeah, you're going to love this one. Okay. And I came down the road, which is just a long road. I said, where is it? He said, come down the road, turn left, and park. So I came down this road, turned left, and there he is in his car. He's got out of the car. He says, you're going to love this. I said, have you been in? He said, yeah, she's ready for you, though. I said, like, okay, which one is it? And he said, the one down the end. And I looked, and I knew. I knew straight away. It was just surrounded by trees and bushes, and it was wild. This stuff is not like all the grass around me. It's not cut. You know, it's bushes and trees growing up like this. And I have a very, very small front garden, literally 4 mows with the mower, and that's the garden's cut. You know, takes not even 5 minutes to do that. And I come down the path, knocked on the door. Didn't need to come in, I'll be honest. Lovely lady answered. I can't remember her name now. Hello, would you like to come in? And I said, yes, please. So she took us round the house. All had been hoovered, cleaned. She'd cut the grass out the back, looked at the garden, and I'm smiling. Because I knew at that point, and as she opened the door and I walked in, I felt completely and totally welcome by her, but there was something else. There was something else here that made me feel so comfortable. It was almost like my hair's standing up now. It was almost like whoever is in here, whatever spirit or something is in here, wanted me to move here. And it was just the lady who was on her own. Walked around the house and well, thank you ever so much. I can't remember the conversation then. Sometimes it's not always a good idea if you're looking to buy a house not to show too much enthusiasm, okay? Because you would never offer the price that they had set. I can't remember what price it was set. I think I paid 61,500. I think. I'm pretty sure it was 61,500, something like that. And that would have been 1983, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1989, I think it was. Somewhere around there, 89, 88, somewhere, 87 maybe, or 92. Oh gosh, I can't remember now. Why is 92 in my... whatever it was the year that the Windsor Castle caught fire, okay? So you mustn't show too much enthusiasm when you're buying a house. So say it was on the house, might have been 65 grand or something like that. And I offered 60. And I think they came back to the estate agent, well, where we want to move for, we can't move unless we sell this for 61.5. And immediately, I literally, as I came out the house, within an hour, I rang up the estate agent and I made my offer. And they came back. I think they said no the first time, and it went up a bit, and they accepted the second offer, and that was it. That was it. Really. And that's why I've had so much trouble. I was sort of thinking about moving north, and still it is kind of in my head. That's where my sister is and all the family and all that business. I cannot see me leaving this house. It's all, you can have another place up there. Obviously not an expensive place like a caravan, which I've got. So I've kind of got the best of both worlds. Bought this caravan to see how it would go, in the idea that it would be a stepping stone. But it just made things more complicated because my lovely family up there with my great nieces and nephews, which I love to spend time with. But there's nothing stopping me now at the age I'm at now is, closing up the house for a couple of months and then just disappearing up there. That's okay. It's okay. Could do that if I wanted to. Obviously not now at the moment with all this blooming virus thing going on, but there we are. So that's the story of the ghosts in the house. Okay. In Bristol, when they burn out a van, Sean, in Bristol when they burn a van out, they call it community bonfire. We'll do the raffle tickets in a minute, gang. Get ready for the raffle tickets. Mandy works in a place called the Galleries Shopping Centre, and believe me, I've seen many things that couldn't be explained away. What, as in bits of things in people's food and all that? How awful. Gavin's seen one ghost, and that was my granddad. He sat on the end of my bed. I think it was about 10. Yes, I've had one on the end of the bed as well. I haven't seen a ghost on the end of my bed. the bed has moved. It's been pushed backwards and forwards. That was in my flat in Wandsworth. Only one occasion in there, the ghost. And when I was a little boy, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, in our masonette in Roehampton, there was more than one occasion where I woke up in my bed and I saw my mum and dad, who were still alive, holding hands, and they walked past me and through the wall. But they had not gone. They hadn't gone at the time. They were still around. And I just didn't understand this. I don't think I ever told them. That. Isn't that strange? Strange thing. Poor Michael Polman. He's in Australia, so of course it's nearly his bedtime. Thanks for the creepy story. After it all, it's night here. Definitely staying awake tonight. Isn't it very scary? Are you scared? Michael's feeling a little bit scared now, aren't you, darling? Sorry, Michael. There's no more baked bean stories, David. Stop going on about the baked beans, dear. Otherwise, I'll send you a bag and they'll be off by the time they get there, probably. Watch a cartoon before going to sleep. There you go, Fran. Tom and Jerry, something like that. Is that banned yet? Oh, that's really offensive to cats. Have any of the snowflakes banned Tom and Jerry yet? Please. Mick, oh, that's the funniest thing I've heard. That's the funniest thing you've ever said, Mick. We're in the posh part of Bristol. There are no posh parts of Bristol, dear. God's sake, what planet are you on today? Rowan Riley's in the house. Good morning, Rowan. It was 1992, was it? When Dave Moses was 6 years old. Bless his little heart. Oh, dear. Were you a quick person growing up? You know, what age? Are you still weeing the bed now, Dave? Is that a problem for you? It's okay, we're all adults on this channel. We often talk about bed weeing. There's a few people on there who got that problem. I don't want to name them, obviously. You know, it'd be wrong for me to name them. If you've got that problem yourself, just tell us. Just come out with it, darling. Come out. There's not enough coming out on this channel with your various bits and pieces. Scrolling now. I'll house sit for you. Chris says, Mick Davant, you're not coming in my house, Mick. There'll be nothing left here. Blooming like locust, you'll be. You're like a locust. Coming in here, cleaning up there, searching for money. There's no money in this house, I told you. I don't keep money in the house, ever. There's never more than about 20 quid. The amount of times I've gone to Sainsbury's up the road in the Bagshot Road roundabout there. The amount of times I used to go up there and run out of can I just put that back? So embarrassing. Never happens in Aldi. Never, ever happens in Aldi. You go in Aldi, you go in there with 20 quid. Oh, have I got enough? And then she puts it through the till, and then she gives you back 12. It doesn't happen now. Waitrose, you might be able to afford 2 items if you go to Waitrose for 20 quid. I reckon cut 2 items maximum. Maybe not even 2. You come out of the Waitrose. You got a bag of crisps and a can of Coca-Cola. Thanks very much. Oh, can I put back? Oh, you got 20 quid. You hand it. Oh, can I put the crisps back? Very expensive in Waitrose. Marks and Spencer's are even worse. How dear is the food in Marks and Spencer's? That being said, top quality food. Same in Waitrose. Absolutely top quality. Top quality. Stand by for the raffle tickets. Michael is now very scared. I'm sorry, Michael. Okay, ask for your raffle tickets now, gang. Let's do the raffle tickets. Time is getting on, dear. Who wants a raffle ticket for Monday's raffle? Mick's got a 75-year-old terminally ill woman who the nurses said couldn't walk, playing with my toes while I was in hospital. Bless her. Did you just let her do it? Did Mandy find out? Oh, dear, dear me. I bet there was some beating going on for you that day. Beat him, Mandy. It's the only way, Mandy. It's the only way. Yeah, I don't think, people like Mick Davenport, married to the delightful Mandy Davenport, I don't think people like that need to actually have done something wrong to have pain and suffering. I really don't. I think it should be issued on regular occurrences, even before they've done something wrong. You could punish someone. You could punish him in advance when you think about it, couldn't you? You know, you could just whip him in case he does something wrong later. I think that's very advisable. I really do. Mick needs merchandise. You've got it all. Haven't you got everything now, Mick? Oh, you haven't got all the coloured hats, have you, dear? You've only got the black one. What about the blue one? There's one white one available for sale. One white one available for a £10 PayPal or a £13 Super Chat. You can have a white one or a blue one, dear. I think you got a black one. 3 colours. I mean, you know, I don't like to worry you, Mick. What if we run out of a colour hat before you've bought the other 2? I thought you wanted to collect everything. I don't believe you've got a clock yet, have you, my love? There they are. £25. Oh, no, actually, they're cheaper now, aren't they? 20... What did I work it out at? 20... They're slightly cheaper now because I found another way of posting them. £22. £22 on a Super Chat. Sorry, £22 on a PayPal. £25 on a Super Chat for one of our delightful clocks. Battery not included. Battery... Not allowed to send batteries in the post. Not allowed. That could be ticking away next to your bedroom. You know, you could fall asleep with the ticking of the clock. Eh? And if you don't fall asleep quickly, we can always send Mandy round. That's it. Let's do this. Colin Coates, it's ticket time. Colin, 219 for Colin. Get your tickets now, boys and girls. 219 for Colin. Mandy Davenport, 220. Rachel, 221. Oh, why have I put David for Rachel? Idiot. Rachel, 221. Oh, Rachel, we need to publicly apologise to Rachel this morning, boys and girls, because Rachel last night sent a Super Chat. And I missed it. There must be pain and suffering for me today. Pain and suffering for me. Pain and suffering for me. So last night, Rachel sent a Super Chat. I missed it and I was in pieces because I didn't thank her publicly for her Super Chat. I think it was about 3 or 4 quid last night. So Rachel, thank you for your tip for last night's show. It was much appreciated. And as we missed it last night, you can have the jingle twice. Thank you, Rachel. Very kind indeed. Right, Rachel. Colin K, 222. Tony King, 223. Dave Moses, 224. Did your brother have a nice birthday the other day? It was Chris's birthday, wasn't it? Did you go? Sean Pye, 225. Oh, no, you probably didn't because of the no contact thing, isn't it? No, you probably didn't go. Did he do anything for his birthday? I don't suppose he did, really. No one can do birthdays or weddings or anything, can they? It's awful. Awful. And you know, I'm not being funny. Am I right in thinking every time you cough now, you think, oh my God, this is it? Do you? Every cough. Now, I've had a cough for months. Just a minor cough, which is a little bit annoying. It's not too bad, to be honest. It's incorrect. It's not bad at all. But every time I cough, I think, oh, Did I touch anything then? No. See? It's my friendly ghost. Oh, we've just got a news flash here from the BBC. Boris Johnson has tested positive for coronavirus and is experiencing mild symptoms, says Number 10. Just coming on the news. Wow. Wow. First Prince Charles and then him. Wow. Just thought I'd share that with you then. That's just coming on the BBC News there. Gosh. Right, carrying on with these... you know, you have to think to yourself, you know, if he's got it. Do you know what I mean? Mind you, I suppose he meets loads of people and all that, doesn't he? He didn't look particularly ill, did he? Just gets worse and worse. Let's try and move on. 220 was Mandy. Where's Mandy, baby Mandy? Have I got this wrong here? Where did we go? Sean Pye was 225. There we go. Diane Jeb, 226. Isn't that funny? We were just talking about that then with coughs and things. Every time you cough, I like to, have I got a temperature? I'm like that. Every time I cough. And yet I've had this cough for months. Just a little minor thing that comes now and again. I believe it's connected to my asthma, though. It's just how it is at the moment. Diane Jebb. Michael Pullman, 227. Mick Davenport, 228. Fran Green, after Felix Schofield came out, we all stayed in. Fran. Claire, 229. Ross, 230. 230 for Ross. 231 for Fran. Alan Wainwright, just joining us there. You're very late today, Alan. Good morning to you, sir. Morning, Alan. Morning, Alan. Alan Wainwright. Oh, yeah, you're telling me that as well now. Thank you, Rachel. She says not to apologise. No, I do need to apologise. I do. Usually those things flash up. Of course, that's my cough. That was it. That's it, basically. That's it. Sometimes a little bit comes up, but that's about it. That's my cough. I do need to apologise, even though sometimes I'm in the middle of a story and I can't look up to the messages because it just puts you off and you lose the thread of the story. That's why I don't refer to them all the time, you see. Good morning to Heidi. There's Heidi. She had a lovely phone call with Heidi last night. 232 for you, Heidi. 232 for Heidi. Adrian, 233. Alan Wainwright, 234. Yes, Boris has got it now. Oh dear. Michael Lawrence, 235. That shocked me. That's really shocked me. I don't know why you would think someone like that has any less chance of getting it than anyone else. Some idiot on Facebook again the other day saying when Prince Charles had it, and they're straight on there, oh, well, I suppose he'll have his own 24-hour doctor. Of course he's got his own 24-hour doctor. What a stupid thing to say. He's Prince Charles. He's not a normal person like us. He is a prince. You would expect Prince Charles to have a 24-hour doctor with him, wouldn't you? What a stupid thing to say. Ow. And people are just so jealous, aren't they, of other people? Of course he is. He's a prince. You're not. I'm not. Nearly. I am the artist formerly known as radio presenter, now television personality. Hello, Shania. So quiet there, love. Shania Steele, 236. Shania Steele, 236. Yes, because his wife is having the baby. Whether or not it affects... Oh, Simon Steele, 237. 237 for Simon there. Probably got Jason, an email from Jason, I would guess. Let's have a look. There it is, Jason. 238. What? Look how I've written your name, Jason. Look, for some reason I've done the S as a 3. Isn't that strange? Look what I've done there. I've done the S as a 3 there. Look. Why have I done that? Isn't that strange and mysterious? If you're watching as a recording, don't forget, or a silent viewer, you don't want to be involved in the chat box, and there's plenty of you, then you can always get your ticket by email. Just send us an email. I'll reply to you with the ticket number. Gavin Bass 239 on the email as well there. Okay. Oh, let's have a look at this. Oh, I knew it. Someone's not paid their rent. Here we go. I knew that would start happening. Someone's not paid the blooming rent. Oh, dear. Gavin Bass is on 239. Excellent. Excellent. Anyone else? Adam LaPlummer is on 240. Adam LaPlummer, 240. Trevor, morning Trevor, 241. Is that everyone? Anyone else who's been missed out, please speak now. Okay, gang. Meanwhile, let's do today's birthdays. Happy birthday on this Friday. Is it Friday? Yep. On this Friday, the 27th of March. Yeah. Happy birthday on this Friday, the 27th of March, 2022. Alison Elford Broughton. Good morning, Alison. Big happy birthday to you. James Bennett. Good morning, James. 28 years old today. Lisa Morris. Happy birthday, Lisa. Charles Forsket. Good morning, Charles. 71 today is Charles. Happy birthday, Charles. Carol Tracy. Good morning, Carol. She used to come along to the Black Cap years ago. The big 60 today. Happy birthday, Carol. Karim, who's in hospital at the moment. Happy birthday, Karim. He's getting better slowly. He's had the virus. Karim, happy birthday. Nueta, happy birthday to you. And Daniel Dinger Warren, happy birthday to each and every one of you on this Friday, gang. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Just a minute, dear. You missed it, dear. We missed the sound then, didn't we? It's that blasted button. It's that blasted button. When I play the birthday stuff, right, I hit a button, right, which cuts off my microphone. So I can cough or sniff or sneeze or something like that, and you don't notice it. Right? It seems a good thing. But for some strange, and it's the only time I forget, when I come back to you, I forget to push the bam button back down so the sound comes on. Oh, I'm so stupid and ignorant and pathetic and silly. Please accept my full apologies, boys and girls, for that moment of amateurism on this show today. Amateur, dear, amateur. Amateur. This amateur television spectacle that you see every morning. Never mind. Anyway, thanks very much today. I can't go for my walk today, as you know. I shall be finding something to do in the garden. We're never bored. We're never bored here at the Bracknell television studios. Never bored. Always something to do, boys and girls. Always something to do. So I'll see you again tomorrow morning, gang. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Have a lovely Friday, and thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye now.